The zero, the voidness, the nothingness, the chaotic Brownian motion, a total lack of consciousness, life without heeding, without command, randomly. Nothing can be perceived and evaluated in their real and tangible essence. Only glimpsed shadows and figures fleeting around, a frightened humanity deeply wallowed in animal cognitive darkness. There are numerous atrocious sufferings, sorrows, lamentations, cries, illusions, lies, harassment, cheating, robberies, riots, crowded prisons, trafficking, drug addicts on the streets, militias, kidnappings, roadkills, trawlers, kidnapping, serial killers, pedophilia, burglary, corruption, torture, slaveries, savages, pests, miasmas, sodomy, murders, and death everywhere. The zero, the barbarian savagery, is a true picture of Plato's cave, or one derived from an empty and inactive patriarchal temple, or worse, a cruel evil result of a misconducted patriarchal temple. Israel is depicted as an historic example when at 66 AD their second temple were heavily mishandled by illiterate zealots, albeit with great but impossible intentions, ordered to attack Rome, hoping to be freed from their yoke, and thus Israel was wiped off the map, and its people suffered diaspora for over 1800 years. Chaos reigns. It's a huge flock law, a single male to cover many females. It's a natural outcome of nature and telluric titanic laws, whereas all energies interact, ceaselessly shaping the universe, our solar system, and our home, Earth. Thus, several unsuspected and unexplained cataclysms did occur as in the life of Job saga at Night of the Times, while without respite, the tenacious DNA desperate struggle in their stubborn survival and carbon cycle. This is early fairing that allowed wise ancient masters to define Simpson at Ain, a stage prior to deep phallus penetration on wild and rude virgin nature bombs, as to deploy divine universal consciousness seed, as to fertilize chi. The one, 0 plus 1. The divine consciousness seed is then introduced into the rude and wild virgin nature worms, at last Simpson phase, thus fertilizing and germinating the ovum found there, which one will later allow those recognized divine since cradle to access divine consciousness. This is the real hermetic meaning as depicted in the Emerald Table by Hermes Trismegistus, the thrice great. What is below, the seed, Amun-Ra, the one, is equal to what is above, mankind, Adam Kadmon, 10 or 1, and the inevitable conclusion that the feminine, the indomitable, wild, and rude virgin nature thus precedes the one creator. Hence the virgin myth conceiving a golden child by the Holy Spirit, divine consciousness, fertilization. And the great Sumerian war myth as well, as anywhere in earth where a new intent seed is planted, it will sprout, thereby producing fruit or pests if badly chosen. But in order to successfully sow, a fertile soil is required, a patriarchal temple protected from bad telluric moods, or consecrated, where and when the wide and rude virgin nature becomes fertile, docile, and enjoyable. Therefore, the one debuts but a few billion years after our solar system is ready, and provided there are also available conscious human beings, scientific field experiments driven. If the result is good, do repeat it. If not, do abandon it. At one, everything remains a mere chance. Nothing is real. Do divine consciousness, as in every library, e.g. Alexandria, has to be pre-fed with proven and valid result experience, where they would be stored for future research and studies. Yet, enlightenment is already glowing. Glad tidings, we have a day 10. The 2, 1 plus 1. Whereas scientific experimentation begins by extensive field trial and error, startled by early conscious, free, brave, and daring able humans, a Ben-Hur, a son of light, he then faces an immense and terrible difficulty in discern, amid this duality paradox, which choice will produce good results when faced with many alternatives, apparently all applicable, and which among them all shall produce abject results. The more life-experienced human beings, those few who have the gift, innate intuition, to observe and judge impartially, do confer hard way that to every action results a reaction in the opposite direction with equal intensity, a cognitive blessing that raises an individual to a divine condition, who is already aware that everything is an extremely high cost, as in order to feed and protect his own family, none other could eat at the same dish and live at the same house. But if your family also belongs to the same nation, how to be just, righteous, and fair to all others? Therefore, the two is a reaction arose in opposition to the early fertilization action, the one penetrating light repelled by the one telluric resident, and there one got first bipolarity evidence, a basic condition to light glow. At Christian allegory religions, in order for Christ to appear, only together Antichrist, behold impossible alone, because one doesn't exist without the other, the Ein Sof. The 3, 1 plus 2, suddenly and unexpectedly arouses 3, an intense suffering and harmful heat caused by the heavy friction between two titanic energy poles, as the cognitive light could only be spotted amid this duality in 2 at real life. And when a soft balance is finally achieved, diligently derived from adjusting righteous choice or decision, it's immediately recognized as the earlier projected luminous intent, and not the result of mere luck, chance of merit. At 3, one can realize the surmounting importance of planning, and so to make happen all future desires, needs, and deeds, without futile, useless hopes or vain forecasts, solely reserved to all who are still captive in this life at 0. As seen from another angle, the 3 is a luminous result from an early intent verbalized in temple, sensed after an arduous and painful experience in real life, which one provided and acquired wisdom due its diligent application. The Or Ein Sof. God's will depicts a cognitive impairment, a cradle innate blindness or laziness. The 5, 2 plus 3. When an intention is verbalized at tempo, in due time it falls, actually it plummets toward physical manifestation in an inverted pentagram symbolic form poured into the Holy Grail. Being Plato's cave's inhabitants in arid first impression, the destruction of they most wanted or imagined natural to become reality, but recognized as extremely deleterious by patriarchal sage, And here lies the reason for choosing the fallen angel name to set the luminous power intended to sanitize urbi et orbi. In religious terms, it's God's unfathomable designs. Inexorable and energetically, the verbalizing intention fragments into thousands, myriads of breads, physical bodies, and fishes, forming souls, interfering and refurbishing all peoples around the equator. While at the arduous, painful, starving, deaf, and blind walk at the 3 days and 3 nights at hell in zero, if by chance not just in righteous conducted by a patriarch, their dwellers do behave as bees, 666, somehow Abel, sometimes libertine, then Cain, all inhabitants of consciousness void room, a lifetime interval that extends from 6 o'clock at the dawn till midday, noon, large sublime works commencement, yet some people, disenchanted and disillusioned what they saw, heard, and experienced, decides to abandon false prophets, religions, false lords, and to flee out into the unknown. The 8, 3 plus 5, a few men among thousands from ethnicity, nation, do emerge from an early fragmented fallen angel energy, standing by their own will and acquired experience, yes, auto-astrologically fit from early manager, thus they might be recognized and initiated at age 30 in a patriarchal temple. The conditioning might be recognized refers to the fact that many, not born fit from early manger, did grow up so asphyxiated by thorns, deleterious influence from family, friends, propaganda, twisters, ideologies, religions, work, study mates, thought forms, etc., that they will never realize the saddled horse once stopped aside for a few moments, awaiting for him, then sad and lonely, nagging, left alone without his rider, never to return. The 13, 5 plus 8 or 1 plus 3 equal 4. Just arrived in the desert, a new and unexpected landscape, barren, almost lifeless, none known reference. Do nothing grows or bear fruits here, but there, over there and somewhere, there are few oases. Everything is new, unknown. It's easy to get lost in the desert. We are in the mosaic floor, stage of the real life. At western cardinal direction, already out of Plato's cave, life acquires value and significance. The entered apprentice never imagines the challenges he will have to face as to continue his progress toward cognitive greater light, the Akasha. Here, his own self-determination shall be arduous and continually tested. Where is the north, south, east, and west? After all, where I am at noon, who guides me in this world? Who am I? Where am I? And so, wandering lost in the desert, where the sun blinds and dazzles, he is on the way to collect scattered pieces that will be part of the kaleidoscope through which he shall begin to see and feel the real world and the results of his words and actions. The 21, 8 plus 13, or 2 plus 1 equal 3. Suddenly, for the first time, departing from King Solomon's throne, which one holds Virgo energy, known before as indomitable, wild, and broad virgin nature, here and now, docile, sweet, fertile, and enjoyable, recognized as the Queen of Shabbat, Saturn direct transit energy in Hebrew tradition, the worshipful master decides on every challenge of his people, supported by all lodge veteran, composed by members yet also cradle eligible. to solely verbalize his divine edict toward virgin nature warmth, life, the physical manifestation, as to produce their luminous effects on creation. The 34, 13 plus 21, or 3 plus 4 equals 7. Upon reaching total matter awareness, the 7, a royal problem to the most worshipful Agartha, Magid, which one shall be entitled through some eons, zodiac eras, to intuit and guide their embodied veteran while crossing under life harsh environments. The 55, 21 plus 34, that's 5 plus 5 equal 10 equal 1 plus 0 equal 1. Upon completing the 10, a past master returns to the inner heart core, 1, fully fragmented like millions of sperms, redeeming and fertilizing as a thorn-crowned Christ after Via Dolorosa, a new family, ethnicity, nation in any of the 72 ecliptic subdenaries, providing favorable to a outbreak of this size and magnitude. It's a Mavantara Kalpa Shemitah cosmic cycle end, which will be repeated endlessly. The 10 embodies one Brahman year or a Abraham year. The 89, 34 plus 55 equals 8 plus 9 equals 17 equals 1 plus 7 equals 8. At this level, which one repeats ad nauseam, the infinity symbol with infinite rebirths, each one occurring sequentially at every ecliptic 72 subdenaries for 72 times 5 degrees equals 360 degrees. Thus the 72 virgins awaiting a Muslim devotee in heavens, or the 72 Egyptian underworld god Set's auxiliaries, the Antichrist, who helped to slaughter Egyptian god Osiris, the Christ, and spread his body parts through all equator, until finally a grand Manvantara is reached, a grand Kalpa, a grand cosmic cycle, a grand Shemitah, when the Egyptian goddess Isis shall collect all Osiris' dismembered body parts for a mate. Therefore, from their own, she shall choose a new home experience to further develop the life miracle that shall never be stopped. The 144, or 55 plus 89, equals 1 plus 4 equals 9, and 9 equals 0. The 9 added with the 3 nights and days held at hell perform the 12 zodiac seats, which ones a royal heart Freemason have to energetically occupy all around the ecliptic 12 signs in order to fulfill Hercules' 12 labors and so to become a heart-walking god. Upon reaching full power and strength, the Lodge at this very moment is the royal patriarch that fully commands his heart, his entire divine body below his beheaded head, exactly as St. John the Baptist, when he finally extends his God finger, Michelangelo's picture in Sistine Chapel sailing, here represented by the final arrow in the golden Fibonacci's ellipsis energy flow, toward a common mortal. All difference, conflicts, war, etc. amid its veteran ceases. The intent union is total. The Hermon dew, it's like precious oil poured into the head, running down on Aaron's beard, down up the collar of his robes, the edge of his garment, thus reaching even the most despicable human beings in this nation, located below his genitalia, urethral and anal sphincters. The great nation finally wakes up and do prosper happy. No more teeth gnashing. Enlarge, brethren. Live in peace and harmony. An important notice: there is a number 6 at Fibonacci series, even 9's out. Therefore, at numerology, 6 relates to everything that's illusory, fake, lie, short-lived, etc. The hexagon, or the royal meaning, life is but glimpses, intervals in our long journey toward deity.